leveling. Arise. Play now.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I was just reliving the first few chapters again to, get myself back in the mindset of our favorite, weakest hunter of all mankind. But anyways, welcome to the inaugural episode of the Solo Leveling Hunters Association Report, or SHARP for short. I'm CM Prism, your host for today's journey into the heart of Solo Leveling Arise. A big shout out to everyone joining us today and a heartfelt thank you for the overwhelming support for this game. We are beyond grateful. Solo Leveling Arise stays remarkably true to the original webtoon, promising fans an immersive experience as they relive their favorite moments through gameplay. And for those new to solo leveling, we're thrilled to introduce you to this captivating universe. Since we've just celebrated our global launch, today's focus will be on the early game progression, because we don't want to spoil anything for you. I'll be guiding you through essentials, introduce you to the new hunter, take on a gate, challenge the Encore mission, and at the very end, we will reveal a special coupon code exclusively for our SHARP livestream. So stay tuned. But before we begin, we are aware of a few bugs in-game thanks to our hunters' feedback, and we are doing our best to resolve these issues as soon as possible, specifically the bugs that have more and make it so there's more lag for you guys. So we'll let you know when these issues are resolved, and we appreciate your patience. So without further ado, let's jump into some early game progression guides that should help hunters level up. The first adventure you'll embark on in Solo Leveling Arise is the immersive story mode. As Sung Jinwoo, you'll navigate through the narrative inspired by the webtoon, experiencing his journey firsthand. Upon completing chapters, you'll unlock side chapters offering insights into the tales of hunters other than Sung Jinwoo, directly drawn from the webtoon. These were my favorite because when I was going through the story at first, I was like, oh my gosh, we missed some stuff. There's some things missing. What are we gonna do? And then I realized, oh my gosh, there's some side chapters that really go into some major depth and really encapsulate what I like about the solo leveling universe. And it really gives you an insight on some of the characters. So I highly recommend you guys going through that. So when you go through these, there are things called battle missions, as you can see here. Beating a story mode stage for the first time and accomplishing the battle missions rewards you with a crucial resource known as Essence Stones. Essence Stones can be used to acquire more hunters at the draw or to purchase plenty of other resources. So if you're a completionist like me, it'll be worth the effort. I swear when I went through this the first time, I made sure I had every single mission completed so I could get all the draw tickets I could. Also, once you complete all stages in a chapter, you get 2 custom draw tickets as you can see on the top here, and same with finishing all the battle missions. So this is one of the simplest strategies to accumulate custom draw tickets in the early game. Keep in mind, you can attempt story mode as many times as you want, so keep on trying even if you fail. Before we jump into the next content, we have a trivia question to test your knowledge as a fan of solo leveling, and of course, Solo Leveling Arise. Now, what's the prize, you ask? Well, it might not be tangible. You earn recognition from most hunters in the community, uphold your family's honor, and perhaps more importantly, I'll say your name on stream if I can read it or pronounce it. So let's just jump into the first question that you can see already on screen. It is, who is that hunter? Can you identify who the hunter is hiding behind the silhouette? Let me know in the chat. And it looks like everyone has already got it right and the chat is exploding very quickly. And so the one name that I saw is Lost One on YouTube. You guys guessed correctly. The answer is Hae-in. As one of the few S-rank hunters in Korea, she is the Vice Guild Master of the Hunters Guild. And she just joined Solo Leveling Arise with the grand launch. So let me know in the chat, did anyone pull her yet? And what do you guys think of her? Because I see a lot of people spamming her name. I personally love playing her so far. I got her pretty quickly in the polls, which I felt very lucky. But a lot of people are, again, just spamming the name. So yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, she's easy. Yeah, she makes the game a lot easier sometimes, a lot of fun. She's quite quick. I see you guys like her hair too. That's cool. But why don't I just show you guys what she is capable of? So here we are at the Hunter preview. If you didn't know, this is where you can try out the new hunters that recently came to the game, like Silvermane Baekhyun Ho and Choi Jung-in. So since Hae-in is the newest hunter, let's dive straight into her gameplay and see what her skills can do. All right, we look at the beautiful entrance animation, as we can see for the dancer. So basically, we're going to go over her skills first and just walk through the introduction. So her first basic skill inflicts a status known as Brand, which is very important for Hae-in's character. And so what Brand does is branded targets have an increased chance of taking critical hits and increased critical hit damage. So basically, you have a higher chance to crit, and the crits hit a lot harder as well. And then when you use their second skill, it also applies an unrecoverable effect to the target. And that effect makes it so that the target cannot recover for a certain period of time. And so I'll go more into that later, but let's first just show off some of her animations for her basic attack. I personally really enjoy the artwork and animations of the sword. And so let's look into her core attack now. In case you didn't know, something that I learned a little bit later is that your abilities also charge your core attack and not just auto attacks, or your basic attacks. So this one, it's a little hard because I am not a super quick reader, and that screen disappears very quickly. So I'll just go ahead and explain to you. Her first skill is called the Dancer, and if it happens to crit, then it triggers an effect called Wealth of the Blade. And so what that does is for the next 3 seconds, you can repeatedly use the Dancer as many times as you can. So let's see what it looks like. You also have a chance to brand the target as well, which was very helpful. And you also get a Dancer effect as well. And so for the second one, again, unless you're a speed reader, I don't know how you're reading that, but for the second one, it's called Sword of Light. And you make it so that, again, you apply that unrecoverable effect. So you can see him recovering, and once I use it, no longer recovering. It also does more damage if the enemy is branded. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this, defeat the monster as quick as we can. Again, all while looking at the animations. And so this is going to be her ultimate skill. And this skill, basically, if the enemy is branded, does more damage. So let's look at this. Yeah, it's just, the art team did an amazing job with that. So again, we get that crit, so we can use it as many times as we want. Let's take what we learned a little bit. You always want to start with your first skill, as in that gives them more chance to brand. And right there, looks like we did not get the crit, so let's wait around for a little bit. Because one of my favorite things with Hae-in is piercing through groups of enemies just with her first skill. And so you don't even have to aim sometimes. It's really fun just to turn your brain off and keep piercing and keep piercing. So again, usually when you start off with your Q ability, but if it's on cooldown, don't be afraid just to start it, because you want to try to get that brand effect. So here, did not get the crit, that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and show off the ability one more time. And let's quickly finish him off. And there you have it. That's Hae-in. What do you guys think of her gameplay? Let's see. A lot of you guys are excited for the code at the end. So you will get it, I promise. You know you did not miss the code, Slade. But yeah, her ultimate is very cute, Adi. I really enjoy it a lot. Yeah, she's great. She's very cool. The best. But yeah, I think Hae-in really lives up to her name as one of the S-rank hunters in Korea. And again, now is your chance to draw her in the rate-up banner. All right, so moving on, after a swift transition, we will dive straight into the Gates content. Alrighty, so we loaded in here onto the Gates content, and as you know, raiding gates full of magic beasts stands as a primary goal for hunters, and this game is no different. Upon entering the mode, you'll encounter various types of gates spanning from rank E to S, with the higher difficulty giving you better rewards, of course. There are 5 types of gates: normal, dungeon breaks, red, special, and bonus gates. You can see most of them on screen. Or not anymore, but it's cool. So now let's talk about normal gates. Normal gates are the most basic type of gate, where raid parties engage in combat to defeat the monsters and bosses within. Depending on the gate, you can form a party with or without Sung Jin-woo. Regardless of the participants, you can get artifacts, gold, shadow enhancement materials, mark of time for A rank gates or higher, weapon enhancement gear, and artifact enhancement chips from the normal gates. You also get to encounter dungeon breaks once you reach gate difficulty 5. When the monsters and bosses escape, it's up to you to save the day, and you will be rewarded with various rewards including artifacts, gold, shadow enhancement materials, mark of time for A rank gates or higher, and most importantly, weapon limit breaks. Materials. Keep in mind, dungeon breaks can only be attempted using a party with Sung Jinwoo. These are some of my favorite gates to run because not only do you get to play Sung Jinwoo, but you also get to fight alongside the other hunters, which for me, having a tag team of 4 people beat up on the boss, great time. Highly recommend it. But once you unlock Chapter 7 in story mode, you'll start encountering red gates. Red gates tend to be tougher and take longer to clear than regular gates, just like the webtoon. Nonetheless, it's crucial to take on the challenge, as clearing them allows you to obtain more valuable resources. By clearing the red gate using a party with Sung Jinwoo, you can acquire, everyone say it with me again, artifacts, gold, shadow enhancement materials, market time for A rank gates or higher, and then what makes it different is you also get player skill scrolls and rune fragments. These rune fragments are crucial for crafting skill runes, making red gates incredibly important to do. By clearing the red gate using a party without Sung Jinwoo, you can acquire, again, artifacts, gold, shadow enhancement materials, mark of time from A rank or higher, and again what's different is hunter skill scrolls and elixir. Elixirs are precious materials used to upgrade hunters. You don't want to miss out on these red gates, I'm telling you. There's also special gates, which is quite different from all the other gates where hunters battle against magic beasts. Hunters will face unique objectives such as demolishing treasure chests or defeating waves of non-aggressive, gold-carrying goblins. These special gates yield higher amounts of gold compared to the other gates on top of, everyone with me now, artifacts, shadow enhancement materials, mark of time for A rank gates or higher, and they typically entail less stress, unless you find chasing a bunch of goblins around stressful, like me, but if you happen to stumble upon the treasure chests and just beating those up, that one is a great stress relief. So why don't I just show you how different the special gates are. Alrighty, so we got in here, we're at a special gate, and as you can see, it is going to be one of the treasure chest ones. So lucky for me, I won't have to be stressed out chasing a bunch of goblins. I can just have a punching bag of treasure chests instead. And I'll just have a basic set of our SR wonderful supports. I really like these ones. These are the ones I use in my account, sometimes for the AoE damage, but let's go ahead and get straight into it. You always gotta love the entrance animations, in my opinion. All right, so now, again, you have 3 minutes, you have a lot of time. We just have the basic equipment here. All you gotta do, spam your abilities, have a good time with it. So gotta make sure we gotta weave in our support skills here. And as you can see, 7 hours have elapsed since I started playing this, just because we had a lot of prep today. I haven't been playing this whole time, but I'm sure some of you guys have memed that out on the thing at the top. So again, we're just doing a basic set of Sung Jinwoo. I think I forgot to mention that this is a dev build. This is not my own account, so just wanted to make that clear. That's why you guys saw a lot of the currencies. We're on a test build, making sure that everything is just super basic so we can really help you guys get into the game at the start. So one of my favorite things is weaving through in and out the skills, making sure that you cancel them at the right time, making sure that you go through them. All right, so I think that's 1 down. Yep, that's 1 down. We're almost there. And then where's the last one? Last one is right here in front of us. So what I really like about Parkeejin's skill is that you get some ult ability from it as well as the AoE. But there we go. Easy, nice, simple treasure chests, punching bag really. And I'm sure, as most of you know, if you've been playing solo leveling Arise since launch, you can never have too much gold. So make sure you guys do the bonus gates as much as you can. Or sorry, not the special gates. And last but not least, there is also a bonus gate, but we'll keep that a surprise for hunters to find out on their own what they do. Please keep in mind that you require a gate key to clear any gate, and these keys recharge on a daily basis. so be sure to utilize all of your gate keys every day and select the gates that best suit your needs. However, don't hesitate to tackle challenging gates, as you won't lose the gate key if you fail. So if you see any S's and you don't think you can do it, try it out. You might just be able to challenge yourself. Also, you see the gate missions on the bottom here, at the bottom of the screen. Once you clearing a certain amount of gates, so for this instance 3, will grant a sizable amount of Sung Jin Woo experience, and then afterwards gold. So be sure to collect them all. Do as many gates as you can and you'll get all these bonus experiences, and it's very valuable, especially in the early game. Also, if you're not happy with the available gates, you can rescan to search for new ones using this feature at the bottom. You can also choose difficulty settings, so if you're not feeling like you want to really challenge yourself that day, maybe you can go it down a little bit, or you can go up higher. So again, difficulty says 13 there. This is just if we had maxed everything out and done all that kind of stuff, and again, this is a dev account just to show you guys what we can do here. All right, and so if I click rescan here, you'll see that everything will open up again, but you might notice that there's still a red gate there. And so please note that these red gates will remain after you rescan. Just like in the webtoon, you can never leave once you go in until you beat it. The same thing with the game. You can never, the red gate will keep appearing as long as you rescan it until you defeat it. All right, so maybe you're on a day and you've been working too much and you just feel a little lazy, you want to relax a little bit more, and you don't want to manually tackle the gates. Well, you can always skip it. So as you can see here, if once you clear chapter 6, episode 6 in story mode, you have the option to sweep gates. Sweep enables you to clear a gate automatically if Sung Jin Woo or your party hunters have a high enough power level. So you just click on sweep here. You will use a gate key and you'll use the sweep points along if you have a high enough power. So right here you can see 5,500 or higher can sweep. So all these hunters here in this test build can complete it. So you just click on 1, 2, 3, and then you do the sweep. And it's simple as that. So remember, it will use a gate key along with the sweep points for all the participating hunters. And look at all those great rewards. I mean, although it's a D rank, so not as great. After clearing a gate, you can, so right here, if you go to the gate mining, you can see that you can dispatch. When you clear a gate, you can dispatch your mining team to gather mana crystals and essence stones. And so right here, this one, the C ring thing is done, so you can see that we just got some mana crystals and some gold. Let's see. You can exchange these mana crystals for various resources such as Encore missions, instance mission keys, and much more, so keep your mining team busy. It is crucial to note that essence stones are only available when mining gates of A rank or higher. So you'll see right here, reward details, essence stones. And so make sure that you keep challenging yourself so you can get the best out of them. And that about sums up the fundamentals of gates. But before we delve into Encore missions, let's throw out another quick trivia question. Who is the red knight that Sung Jin Woo fights against before becoming the Monarch of Shadow? All right, let me say that one more time. Who is the knight in red that Sung Jin Woo fights against before becoming the Monarch of Shadow? Let me know in the chat and I will say your name. And the first one I see is Kitchen Sink, who guessed Egris. And that is correct. I saw a few Egrids in there. Igors might have been some autocorrect. Or Idris, but yes, it is Egris the Red. Has anybody had a chance to face off Egris in game yet? Let me know in the chat as well. Let's see. Also, a small spoiler for you guys. He awaits you in chapter 8, so steel yourselves because he's definitely one of the bosses that you'll need to prepare for. Looks like you guys are still responding to that question. So I don't know if you guys have fought him yet. But for me, challenging him was incredibly rewarding. I failed time and time again, just like in the webtoon. He was very difficult and I was outmatched. But with some upgrades and learning his attack patterns, I was able to get all the battle missions for him the first time I beat him, and I felt really cool. I kind of felt like Sung Jin Woo at the time. And I saw some of the answers. He kicked your butt? Yes, probably, yeah, like me. Yeah, he was very difficult. Took me forever. Yep, me too. I really like how the design of it, just because it's like, that was, Sung Jin Woo was really huge test for him. He was clearly outmatched. And so for me, it was like, man, I really got to step up my game. And look at him. Some of you guys said he was too weak. That's impressive. He must be god gamers. So good luck on that. But anyways, let's dive into the Encore missions content. I'll be attempting an Encore mission run using only SR characters of your choice. So think about who you guys want me to use. Cool. In Encore missions, a party of hunters without Sung Jin-woo will face off against familiar bosses that you've already encountered in story mode. Kind of like what would happen if Sung Jin-woo wasn't there to beat the bosses, who would then beat them? Encore missions are where you will acquire high quality artifacts. Currently, there are 4 bosses. Blue Venom Fang Kasaka and Viridescent Mage 4s drop Black Lion, Holy, New Hunters, and Hard Leather artifacts. However, Kasaka drops gloves and boots, while 4s drops helmets and armors, so it is necessary to clear both bosses to complete the equipment set. As Cerberus, the Gatekeeper of Hell, and the Giant Arachnid become available later on, they also drop Black Lion, Holy, New Hunters, and Hard Leather artifacts of higher levels. But they also start dropping Dragon Knights, high-ranking demons, almighty Kargalgans, and Palace Guard artifacts, each with unique set effects. So let's aim to take down Blue Venom Fang Kasaka. Even though we are on a dev account with access to a dream team of hunters, let's attempt to clear it using only SR characters, but I want the chat decide which hunters to use. So we played around with it. We discovered that tier 4 is great for this account because we're not going to be using any of the artifacts or any weapons or anything, just so we can make this as simple as possible. One thing I want to mention here is that battle missions here, once you complete all 3 in these Encore missions, you can see that your damage will increase by 50% and you will decrease damage by 50%. But since we're going to be a little lower leveled, we're gonna take advantage of that and make it kind of an even fight. All right. So as you can see, the recommended element is dark for me. So if you guys want to be nice, you can ask me to use some dark elemental SR heroes, maybe like Hwang Dong-suk. Let me do some here. Maybe like Hwang Dong-suk here. I do see a Hwang Dong-suk. Let me know if you want me to use him. I see a lot of Yu Jin-ho. So it sounds like I see a lot of Yu Jin-ho, so I'll be using some Yu Jin-ho. Let's see. I'm seeing, again, SR characters only. Let's see. Those are some SSRs, guys. Oh, okay. We say Bic. That's again SSR. So we have Kim Chul out here. I see a few Kim Chuls. And then, oh, I do see a Kang Tai-shik as well. I would appreciate a Kang Tai-shik. So I did not see many of these. So let's get one more in here. Nam Chae-young. I do see a Nam Chae-young. And I will let you know, it will not be as effective, but she is my favorite SR character. Yes, I see, say, the Ice Girl, Hae-in. Hae-in is SSR. So let's do Nam Chae-young. She is my favorite SR. I really like her animations. And so this looks like it will be a mixture of making it easier for me with Kang Tai-shik in here. And then we have Yu Jin-ho being a nice little support in the middle. And then we have Nam Chae-young. So let's go ahead and form this team and get straight into the battle. And so we see here, we are a little bit outclassed just because of the way it is, but with the 50% buffs, it should be a fair fight. One thing to mention, if you use your dash in between and you get to a waypoint like that, it'll refund your dashes. Just a little pro tip here. But I'm not a pro by any means, but I hope I do my best for you guys. So one thing about her is that if she attacks a frozen target, she does extra bonus damage. Gonna get Yu Jin-ho in here. Always press your second ability first whenever you're playing Yu Jin-ho. Oh, this is my least favorite of his attacks. But you can use your extreme evasion into your QTE skills to dodge it, which is great. Make sure you always right click into the enemy so you can get that lock on as well. Animation canceling is super important in this game as well. So once you press an ability and you can get your QTE skill in there, you can just slide into the next one. I mean, look at her animations. It's hard not to love what she does. Got that last minute extreme evasion. Yu Jin-ho. Animation canceling. I think I got hit a little bit there. Sometimes he gets stuck in the corner, which can't help, but when you're playing Kang Tai-shik, you might end up going behind him. And this is the attack that I never dodge, and I failed again, but that's okay, because I can never get the timing of that. So her ult's ready, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that in there. Freezes the target. Get one more ability in here. Get Yu Jin-ho back in. Looks like we're making pretty quick work of him. We got the ult ready. Kantai Sheik disappears, camouflage for people who have only seen the anime. Might be a nice little sneak peek. Actually, no, you see him already. That's true. All right, I'll let the gameplay do a little bit of talking for a little bit so you can hear the game audio as well. Always feels great to get those extreme evasions. We got a minute left and only 7 HP bar here. Let's see if we can get another ult off of Nam Chaeyoung. Her ult charge is super quick, which is super great. See if I can dodge it here. Nice. So I usually never go into my support heroes without using their QTE skill, the left shift on PC. Because you don't get that QTE effect as well. So we're pretty close here, cutting it down to the wire. Extreme evasion, and let's finish it off with Kantai Sheik's ult. And I'm very happy that I succeeded this one. You know, first live stream, wanted to make sure I'm doing my best for you guys, showing off some of the content, making sure it looks good. But thanks to you guys, it was a quite successful run. You guys gave me some of the good characters, and my favorite character too, that's an SR, so I really appreciate it. But I think with that, we've shown that SR Hunters can prove to be an undoubtedly viable in these Encore missions. So don't be afraid just because they had the SR tag to try them out. They're really, really great. And I love a lot of the way they look and their animations as well. But let's move on to another quick trivia question. Now, if you didn't pay attention while playing the beginning of Solo Leveling Arise, this one could be a bit tricky for you. And here's the question. Who is the very first monster that Sung Jin-woo fights against in Solo Leveling Arise? The very first monster in the tutorial. I will be very impressed if you guys get this. Because I definitely not. We see a wolf. That is a good guess, but not it. Lycan, goblins, nope. Oh, I see a decent amount of correct ones, but the chat is moving so fast. Let's see if I can get a name out here. Wow, you guys are very quick, and it's just very hard to read very quickly. But yes, the people saying Blue Lizard Man is correct. The Blue Lizard Man. That is quite impressive.
Did they miss one?
So as you see, a Lizard Man is among the fortunate few monsters who had the chance to face Sung Jin-woo before he began his transformation into a formidable player. And if you got this question right, again, super impressed because I forgot completely. Alrighty, the next item on the agenda for the Grand Launch Sharp livestream is exploring the battlefield of time. Alright, so as you can see here, a good example of what we're aiming to fix. But we'll go ahead and get through to the game modes over here into the battlefield of time. Alrighty, so Battlefield of Time is a time attack mode where hunters must swiftly dispatch magic beasts and compete against other hunters to achieve the best clear time. This is solo leveling after all, so there's no dedicated PvP mode at this time. But if you're itching to compete with others, this is exactly the mode for you. Battlefield of Time runs in seasons, and each season will feature a different boss. And at the end of each season, hunters will receive rewards based on their rank. So you can see the season's boss, the first one here, is the Almighty Shaman Kargalgan. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, whose name is Kargalgan? But no, it's really fun. If you haven't tried it out yet, go ahead, and this will unlock around chapter 10. And so you can see here, this is the overall rank, and you'll be able to get the overall ranking rewards based on how well you do. Alrighty, next on, let's move to the challenge, the Battlefield of Time challenge, which incorporates the rule of the week. As the name implies, these rules will change on a weekly basis. It can involve challenges like extra 20% HP, like you can see on the left here, or defense, or enemies' resistance to break condition increases as well. You can only challenge this mode with hunters only, not with Sung Jin-woo. Now, let's look at the rankings here and the rewards as well. So clearing each tier Clearing each tier grants clear rewards in addition to overall rank, group rank, and achievement rewards, as you can see here. Group rank reward is determined by your rank within a group of 100 people, right here. Right now, this is obviously the test build, so we don't have any competition. So if I had this, I would be winning. But you can see the rewards here for the group rank. Overall rankings, as you can see here, the rewards are based on the clear time of each boss, and rewards will be distributed according to the rank at the end of the season. And lastly, achievement rewards are granted as soon as the clear conditions are met. So as you can see here, 10 minutes all the way down to 7 minutes, and you would get all of these rewards if you got under 7 minutes, which would be very impressive. Figuring out the most effective party of hunters for each boss and learning the boss's patterns for a smooth run is crucial in this mode for a better reward. So make sure you strategize, and if you don't want to strategize and you're more like me and I play and then read, then I'd really recommend looking at some content creators that we already have some really great content creators making some videos, so go check out their guides as well. But yeah, you can attempt this content without limit, so keep challenging yourself for better rank rewards. Never give up, never surrender, never back down. Anyways. But yeah, it's important to note that for fairness, the time the game is paused and the time it takes for skill animations to activate are included in these time calculations, so we don't have any pause shenanigans going on, no cheese in there. All right, now I'd love to play Battlefield of Time in front of the community, but I'll leave that to the pros because we have a national level hunter competition between streamers from North America, Japan, and Korea live right now. Our NA representatives are Nimune, Asian Guy Stream, and BoxBox, so be sure to check out their runs and give them your support. NA streamers will be running their final attempt on May 16th, so stay tuned and show support for our NA streamers. Before we begin the following action of today's SARP livestream, here's one final progression tip. Yeah. If you ever feel lost, make sure you check out the Challenges tab. Challenges provide a walkthrough of various functions to help hunters learn the game, and I know it helped me a lot understand what I need to be doing in the progress in the game. Like I said earlier, I'm usually one that play a lot, try to figure out what the abilities do, and then eventually I read what they do so I can actually play the character well. And so same thing goes for like artifacts and gear and stuff like that. So make sure you go through these, it's super helpful, and you don't want to miss out on the 10 custom draw tickets you receive for clearing each challenge chapter like you see on the left. Not to mention, there's also enticing mission rewards as well, such as in chapter 9, I believe, you can see here, and you get an SSR Sungjinu weapon. So it's definitely worth your time. All right, thanks everyone for sticking around. A few things before we go. Be sure to follow our social media channels in the social tag as we hold regular events with rewards. We currently have a caption event going on right now. All right, so make sure you participate in this caption event. Sorry if you got jump scared, but I think it gives you a little bit of a experience of what it might have been like at the Kartanon Temple with Sungjinu and his party. But yeah, let me know in the chat right now if you don't want to go all the way over to the SNS channels, but that might get stolen. So I'd recommend go to our SNS channels, come up with a great caption for this. I personally don't have one right now, just because it's very intimidating to look at. And so if I look at it for too long, I kind of get paralyzed. And so I kind of feel what happens in the story to where they just look at it and they can't move and then they die, which probably would have happened to me. But yeah, please make sure to participate in that caption event. Next thing, we want your feedback on today's stream. We have a Google form link in the chat that should be going up right now with a little survey asking basic questions, such as what do you want to see in the live stream? And if you have any crazy ideas, be sure to let us know. We would greatly appreciate it. We have a lot of things cooking up. We want to make sure this is a community live stream that has your voice in has your voice in it, a lot of community input. So if you want to see some crazy challenges, if you want to see some, I don't know, you name it. Like, we want to hear what you want to see. If you want to hear me talking for 2 hours, I might not like that. But if you like that, let me know. But if you want to see more gameplay, just really let us know. We'd greatly appreciate and your feedback. Anyways, last but not least, hunters, it is time for the coupon code that everyone's been waiting for. You did not miss it. For hunters playing on PC or Android devices, the coupon can be claimed through option, account settings, redeem code button, and for hunters playing on the iOS devices, please visit the coupon registration page on the forum. And the coupon code is Stay Sharp. Now, I know a lot of you just wanted to see the code and not me, so we're gonna give it a little bit of limelight right over my face. Maybe if I poke up over here, it is Stay Sharp. Oh. But yeah, please note that the coupon code is valid until tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure to redeem the coupon code as soon as possible, because this is meant for our viewers of the stream and show our appreciation for you guys. All right, well, that about wraps up the Sharp Grand Launch live stream. Hope everyone is enjoying Solo Leveling Arise to its fullest, and I know fans have been waiting for this game much like we have, and I sincerely hope that the game has been fulfilling your expectations. Goodbye, everyone. Stay sharp and level up.
Solo leveling. Arise. Play now.